time I went live, I guess I didn't set the settings to actually public, so no one actually joined. So that was fun. Fortunately, I wasn't asking questions. I can't even remember what I was doing. Maybe I was doing like a grocery haul or something, which I probably need to do more of. I know it's late. I worked for like 12 hours a day and then I hit the gym. Yeah, I'm actually in there. You can't tell, but I'm trying to do it. So today I'm going to be doing an AIP Q&A. I will try to answer all of your questions. And I will actually be answering some from different AIP groups on Facebook. I think that'll make it easier. I'm just going to scroll through. I haven't seen these, so I'm just going to answer as freshly as I can. If you have them, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and I will try to get to yours. I will make yours a priority. So if you have any questions, leave that in there. So it's good to see you all. I'm happy to see that people are on tonight. I know it's late, so I'm sorry about that. Let's just scroll through here. This is from AIP support group. Just I don't know, it's the one with 18,000 of them. Let's see. This one is from Donna. I don't know. I'll just use first names. I don't think people would appreciate me using their last names. Again, Facebook is a public, it's a social media, right? So if people don't want it public, then they shouldn't post it. So, but hopefully they don't mind since this will help other people. AIP. This is from Donna. Does anyone use an online food journal? Sorry, I'm getting like messages. I'm trying to ignore personal ones. Does anyone use an online food journal? I have been using a print version of the Healing Blooms from Within Journal, which is excellent, but I really would like an online version where I can search a food I had in the past to see if I had any odd symptoms shortly afterwards. For example, I think eating a whole orange results in a headache the next day. Considering that I don't eat an orange very often, I cannot easily find when I did this in the past to determine if I get a headache the next day. This is really awesome. I love seeing this. Like I did that video about delayed reactions, and I'm so glad. Like it's so important to rotate foods just for this reason, so you can figure out what foods within your diet, within your elimination diet, are triggering you. Because we all know that so many foods, like I don't know, I can't blueberries and grapes are AIP, but I can't have those, right? So I can't be eating certain things. But it's so good. She gets a headache from oranges. That's really interesting because a lot of citrus fruits are really high in histamines, and I will get the same issue if I have, say, an avocado 3 days in a row or even 2 days in a row. So you definitely got to watch out for those histamines. Not everybody. I would recommend to this person to definitely eat liver because liver helps break down that enzyme by creating DAO, and a lot of people don't eat liver, and that's how I know it's natural to eat it because it helps to break down your enzymes naturally. So or create enzymes that break down these chemicals, right? So I would say food journals are awesome. I don't use a good one. If you have a good food journal that you can leave for Donna, leave it in the comments. I've come across a lot, but personally, I just find them all too complicated for me. I'm a very simple person, right? Very, as you know. So I keep it all up here. But I don't know. Someday maybe I'll write something. But if you have a suggestion for her, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let's go to the next one. Oh, this is also from Donna. Okay, she's been posting a lot today. Let's try to help her out here. I have been following AIP for almost 5 years and fortunately have been successful with quite a number of reintros. During this time, I have never tracked my macronutrients or micronutrients and would like to start doing so. For those of you using Chronometer, do you recommend it? What version do you use? I've heard a lot of people use this to keep track of their macros, micro and macro. I don't do this for mainly one reason. Again, my diet is so simple and I'm eating the same thing every day practically, right? Like I'm eating steak or beef or whatever, and I know exactly what I'm eating. Like I remember when I first started, I like got the calculator, the measure, what do you call it? A scale. And I was like, oh yeah, to the ounce, I have to know exactly what I'm eating. Cause at first, let's be honest, I was doing it partially for weight loss, okay? Obviously, a month in, I'm like, oh, health purposes, right? But at first, a lot of us, I don't know, obviously not the, let's say underweight people, because a lot of people do lose weight quickly on AIP, but I think that's something we should focus on. But yeah, macronutrients are important, micronutrients are important. I just don't, here's the thing, this is probably gonna be a little controversial, but I used to believe, oh yes, whole food, 100%, great, get all your nutrients. Now that I've seen that, soil depletion is a thing and all this, I'm not sure it's possible. I don't really know. I'm not the expert in it, but I do supplement with magnesium glycinate and also zinc oxide. So I take those in minuscule amounts, very small, half a serving, not even a whole serving, every single day, usually in the evening, and I'm doing amazing. I haven't had a problem. Again, I've been doing this, yeah, it's 5, 6 years, so same as her. So, you know, if you really want to track it, I'm sure, a lot of people are using chronometer. Maybe that's a good one. If you have another, recommendation for her, go ahead and leave that in the comments. I'm just not big into apps or a lot of things. There is an app that I'll recommend. I might do a video about it sometime. It's like Paloma something. It helps you do an elimination diet. I'm not sure if it's specifically AIP, but you can definitely do AIP on it. But it's mainly for people with like thyroid issues. So if you have thyroid, look up on the app. It's totally free. Paloma Health. You're gonna find some help there. It's cool because it does recommend it, like ask you what symptoms you're having and what food you want to eliminate first. So you can start with like nightshades, or you can start with seeds, nuts, grains, whatever, milk, dairy. I'm not sure what all it entails, so I'm kind of a low key suggestion, right? But if you have, again, another recommendation, leave it in the comments. That's a good one. I have recommended to people, and people have used it fairly successful. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I'm sorry. I'm from Kansas, so I'm super basic. Not that we're all basic, but Satya. When looking at skin products, what are the ingredients that we need to be mindful of? Avoid? Is there a resource that I can refer to? Thanks in advance. You know what? Again, another controversial answer going to come from me, because no one's probably going to agree with me, and that's fine. Guys, I don't expect you to agree with me on really any of these. This is just my personal opinion. Q&A from Adamimmune. So I recommend you don't really use any skin products, at least during the elimination phase, right? All skin products are going to have a chemical or something in it that you might not agree with. So during elimination phase, do you really need anything? Okay, here's super controversial. Do you need soap, or do you need just cold water? Do you need to scrub hard? It depends. Look, it depends on the person, right? It really does. But during elimination phase, I recommend you almost use nothing. If you want to use some light soap, that's fine. But yeah, I don't use any of that. I don't use lotions or condition, all this stuff. Occasionally I will use some products just to make sure I'm clean and all that. But like I go very easy on this, and I experiment. If you're going to experiment with some sort of product, it's a good idea to use it like a very small amount on your skin, and then see what happens, wait a day or two, and then maybe use it on larger parts of your body. I'm noticing I'm not getting questions, so I'm not sure if I've got those off, or if it's just like not come up. I mean, that could be okay, maybe it'll come up now. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it there, and I will try to get to you guys. If I miss it, I'm sorry, because I have my laptop here, right? So I'm trying to read off that, and I'm not very good at multitasking, as well. You probably know I don't do a whole lot of lives, but I'm going to try to do more in the future. And I'm probably going to go until my laptop dies tonight. So this is my evening. So get comfortable, get a drink, get a little AIP snack, whatever. Sorry, just making small talk now. So yeah, just be careful of any products. I don't recommend any products at all. Okay, ones you definitely, okay, I take that back. All right, I take it back. I do use some like Arm & Hammer natural like deodorant and stuff like that. I find them at Walmart. I like the toothpaste. I like the deodorant, and I can't remember if there's something else, but I really do. I'm sorry, I'm getting messages. I really do like the Arm & Hammer natural stuff. And of course, like for detergent, I use I guess it is Arm & Hammer. Let's see. It's like Free and Clear, it's called, because it doesn't have like colors and dyes and additives or scents in it. So I definitely recommend doing that if you have to. Well, I haven't ever recommended nobody do that. So I don't know. Maybe just try that. It is a little more expensive than the regular stuff. I get that. It's like, I don't know, probably $6 or $7 for a regular one, but it works, so definitely recommend that. You guys know, like, this stuff, it costs a little extra. I eat cheaper. Maybe that's where I save money. I eat very basic. I don't buy a lot of the AIP treats, and that helps out. Someone's recommending Trader Joe's has discontinued their tostones, which is fried plantains, I think. They had become a staple for me, like tortilla or with salad, shredded meat, etc., and they were so convenient. Anyone have a good substitute? This is from Wendy, by the way. A good substitute for tostones, fried plantains. I think they're fried plantains. You know what? Gosh. I know there's something made from like tapioca flour. I've been experimenting lately. I know I don't recommend a lot of processed stuff or anything, especially during elimination phase, but I have been using tapioca, like starch from cassava, and just mixed with water and like microwaved, and like it becomes a really, I don't know, I call it like a crunchy roll, and I mix some stuff in there, and you can break it up, and it becomes like a super super crunchy thing. You could try that and like break it apart and put it on a salad or something. I don't know, but there's a lot of crunchy stuff. Again, leave it in the comments if you have a suggestion for Wendy. Crunch is hard to find on the AIP diet, I find, especially because of my specific intolerances beyond AIP. I'm trying to avoid some of these longer ones. You're welcome. Uh, Taryn, what do you do when your eyelids and ear canals itch? I can't figure out what's causing me to itch or what's giving me gas. I'm ready to try one food item a day for 3 days just to get this to stop. I'm ready to try one food item a day. Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything that's gonna like food wise that's gonna make you stop itching. Like I really believe I don't know. Honestly, I believe in fasting more than that. Like you're not gonna find something that yeah, I it's probably something you're gonna eliminate, not something you're gonna add in. I maybe I'm misunderstanding the question, but because I have seen this person comment quite a bit. Ears itching, and that's interesting. It can be wind, it can be pollen in the air, it can be there's all kinds of different triggers that are in the air. For me, I think I have to be really careful with my respiratory system when it comes to dust. I work in a library, right? So when I'm cleaning shelves or moving books off the shelf, I'm really this is stupid, but like I don't breathe in. Like I like when I take a book off a higher shelf or something, I'm like holding my breath and like, kind of airing it out and stuff. Um, Dust is a trigger for me for sure. I'm not gonna like full blown flare unless I breathe in a lot. But I will have like allergy issues and all that. Like a histamine. I guess maybe there's histamine in dust because maybe there's like a protein and it sits for a long period of time, which creates the histamine. I don't know. Couldn't say. If you know, leave in the comments. I'll. Yeah, boy, I'm saying that a lot, but I really take a lot of suggestions from you guys because I've learned pretty much. I don't want to say everything, but quite a bit of what I know from other people. So I just try to absorb it. Um, what is a good brand multivitamin from Kelly? I don't recommend them. I have done a multivitamin, but I don't recommend them, and I don't suggest a pill. So if you do find one with a gelatin capsule because everything else has fillers, binders, and all that other stuff. But I really recommend liver. Again, that's I think the best multivitamin in nature for the human body. Paula asked, is ghee considered AIP? Well, the answer is technically no, but it is a stage one reintroduction food. So that's the first thing you introduce when you're going to do dairy before you do, full blown butter or cheese or anything like that, because it is lactose and casein free. I have been able to do it, and I remember when I first introduced it, I'm like, "Whoa, this is amazing! Ghee, like I can eat basically butter, right?" I mean, albeit it is like a very stale butter. And then when I introduced butter, I'm like, holy crap, I'm never eating ghee again. This is gross. But I remember during those stages, there was like the expensive ghee. I forget the brand, but it's like Heart and something, and there would be sea salt in it. And yeah, it was great at the time, right? But it was like $12 for this. No, thank you. I will eat my cheap butter and enjoy. Although I usually get grass fed Kerrygold. I know not 100% grass fed, but best I think it is. I mean, it's yellow. It's got those natural micronutrients in it. So if you can do butter, I definitely recommend it. Um, Jackson Honest sweet potato chips for crunchy stuff. Serena Davis, thank you. That is a great suggestion. I love Jackson Honest sweet potatoes. Um, and the other brand, I forget the other brand too. But yeah, sweet potato chips are the best. I haven't. I personally, I used to make them at home a lot. I haven't done that in a while, but I need to do that again. Oh, hi. Um, Thank you for that suggestion. Again, see, you guys are smarter than me. I appreciate that. Sarah says, not exactly AIP related, but anyone know reasons for almost constantly flushed cheeks in a child? Pediatrician doesn't have any ideas. Um, oh boy. Again, not AIP related, and I probably should stay away from child medical issues. Flushed cheeks. I work in a school, elementary school, in the library, and I see this a lot. I see this in specific kids that are, well, this is going to sound bad, probably controversial, but a little bit chubbier, like me, kids. Serena says, I think Thrive Market sweet potato chips might have it, but I'm not sure if it's coconut oil or some kind of other oil. Yeah, I always check. Like you guys know, definitely got to check the oil. Coconut oil is one of the best ones, I think, when you're frying something, just because it has such a high heat point. But again, yeah, with the flush cheeks, I couldn't say. Could be the weather, could be the respiratory system. I don't know. With COVID going, who knows? I'm probably going to stay away from those kind of questions. I'll try to stick to AIP, maybe. I'm sorry to hear that, though. I have a special place in my heart for kids, so I hate to see them suffer. Maybe put them on, I don't want to say elimination. Maybe make them go paleo. I love that. What is that paleo kids thing? I love that. If I ever have kids someday, God willing, I hopefully they never know the taste of refined sugar. That's about all I can ask for. Cindy asks, any recipes I can make that won't take up space in fridge? We are going camping RV and our fridge isn't large. I eat AIP and hubby doesn't, so we. So I'll get to this one first. Any kind of itch, rash, or redness, I would suspect high histamine load, so stay away from processed or fermented. See, that was my first thought. But I don't want to keep reiterating histamines, but I know it's such a big issue because it causes depression, anxiety, definitely rashes. Like, I mean, it could be anything we know, right? But definitely can be a histamine issue. Serena also says we use Serenity Kids baby food. It's paleo. Hey, that's awesome. I was always thinking that I was just going to make my own. Like, it's probably going to be cheaper, and obviously, I don't trust hardly anyone. Um, I I don't know. I guess I just don't. Maybe someday I will. Yeah. So going RV. Cindy's going in the RV. Doesn't have a lot of space in the fridge. She's asking for recipes that don't take up a lot of space in the fridge. Hubby isn't AIP, but she is. So we packed food for him, and I cook there. Sometimes enough for many people. I'm thinking anything I could put in a Ziploc bag and lay flat, then pop in microwave or stove to heat up. Okay, that's an interesting idea. I've always made wanted to make jerky, so maybe something like that would be interesting. Oh, I've always wanted to make liver jerky too. I've heard it takes that kind of liveriness, ironiness away. I don't know if someone can confirm that, but I think that would be awesome. How come nobody sells liver jerky? Like, I'd be buying that. I'm sure somebody does. I don't know. Maybe I will make it and no. I say that about everything. I'm not going to do it. I am a dreamer, and I'm probably not going to accomplish 99% of those things. That's okay. I don't know. Heat up, boy. I almost want to say, yeah. What would lay flat? Something liquid, probably. You could freeze some soup. Serena says, "Oh yeah, it is definitely cheaper to make your own baby food, but Serenity Kids is a helpful if you don't have time." Absolutely. I have too much time sometimes, so that's not an issue for me. But yeah, that's great. And I guess I've looked at some baby food in the stores, and I suppose it's probably not the worst stuff. I mean, I don't know. I guess the fresher the better, right? So I want to say, oh, I'm going to go to the farmers markets, and I'm going to go and get the freshest stuff and make it. But in all honesty, time is an issue for everyone, so probably want to end up doing that. But yeah, if you can get some store bought stuff or whatever, that's great. Um, Somebody that does something healthy. I don't. Will I go all organic with the kid? I don't know. Will I even have kids? I don't know. So I don't know. But yeah, soup I guess would probably lay flat if you freeze it. You could probably do that. That would be good. Chicken noodle soup. I don't know. Camping. What's a good camping food? I want to say maybe like a tiger nut granola made from tiger nut flakes and coconut oil and some different stuff. I don't know. Maybe get some of those carob chips. It's a replacement for chocolate and throw those in. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could do. Um, you could also get some what are those called? Those cassava tortillas, and maybe make some, I don't know, burritos or tacos out there. That would be kind of fun. Maybe easier to do, something to warm up easily. Okay, Kristen says, okay, avocado prices are about to skyrocket. They've already started, and this is like breaking news, guys. Avocados are skyrocketing. That's AIP news right there. They've already started, and I eat a lot of avocados. As I'm guessing is likely true for a few of us. Any ideas of I can talk normally, but not when I'm on video. Maybe I'm nervous. I don't know. Any ideas of substitutes to get that good fat and good fiber and nutrients? Well, how much could they possibly skyrocket, right? Are we talking? Okay, I know it's like gas prices. Everything's crazy. Inflation. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. It's wild. Well, let's say, usually they're around 99 cents where I'm at. The big ones are $2. So I don't know. Let's say they skyrocket up, 50%. So maybe they'll be $1.50. Is that how math works? Or maybe they'll be $2 or $3. I don't know. But I don't know. For me, I just cut back on it. Like when meat prices skyrocketed, I tried eating less. That didn't necessarily work. So I went to like ground meat instead of steaks all the time. And I don't do steaks all the time anyway, but well, there was a time. Anyway, but yeah, I try to cut back. I eat I'll try to fill it with a little bit more lettuce and things like that to make it last or make me feel like I'm eating a whole meal. But yes, I mean, avocados are good, but I do limit them because of the histamines and things. I don't know. Maybe they're not all that fresh. I mean, where are they from? You know, how old are they? I really don't know. Um, I suppose you could make them last longer by like, I've heard of people making like an avocado aioli and like adding some different things to them as well. You could like build it up, make it go a little further, but I'm not quite sure how you do that. Maybe like blend it with some sort of liquid and, whip it, make some like whipped avocado aioli. I don't know. Serena says, "Oh yeah, it is definitely cheaper." Oh wait, oh maybe that's an old one. Yeah, that's an old question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust these messages are like popping up old ones. So anyway, all right. Well, that's YouTube for you. Little glitches. It's all good. Let's go to the next question. Sarah, I realize that is a long shot, but has anyone found a recipe for an AIP compliant version of Applebee's? Or this is very specific. Applebee's Oriental chicken salad dressing that is actually good. That you know what? Actually, maybe I do because I make this blackberry sauce, right? With blackberries, olive oil. I blend it with like a little. I know it's not AIP, but I've reintroduced stevia, just tiny bits of stevia for a sweetener. I had apple cider vinegar and like I heat it up on the pot and just kind of like simmer it and reduce it a little bit, and it's really delicious. You can add a little bit of water if you need to. But yeah, oh, lots of salt. I guess you could do that and then add, instead of blackberries, you could use like, I don't know. I would recommend taking the orange fresh and then freezing it and then blending it and then reducing it just because, I don't know. I like to work with frozen fruit, but I guess you could use fresh. It makes sense to use it fresh, but in my head, I'm like, oh, I got to use frozen fruit. But because I don't think they sell frozen oranges. Well, at least I haven't seen it. But if they do, definitely try that. It's actually fairly easy to make a fruit sauce. I love it on steaks, like blackberry sauce on it. When I used to drink beer, way in the before time, I would make a blackberry beer sauce. Now I love making sauces, so you can make a sauce out of anything. Really, honestly, just start experimenting. Koi TV says, "What are your favorite AIP snacks?" That is a good question. Favorite AIP snacks? I don't really snack, but I reintroduced cheese, and I'm trying to limit my calories right now. But I would say that's obviously not an AIP snack, but that's what I do occasionally when I actually want or need something. But I don't snack. I don't feel like I have to eat between meals at all, especially because I'm fairly low carb. When I went higher carb, I noticed that I had to kind of snack. I don't know why. Maybe it was a blood sugar issue, but again, this was years ago. But I definitely recommend. I don't know, maybe I keep frozen berries everywhere. Like at work, I have fridges. You can take anything. You can keep sweet potatoes anywhere and microwave them. Super easy. There's microwaves everywhere. Um, Again, this is kind of something that you really have to create. Like, I guess you could go to the store. Again, the sweet potato chips are a good way to go. I guess if you really just want something for enjoyability, I guess if you want some, I mean, I'm thinking there's like enjoyability, like for enjoying food, and if you're hungry, and then there's like for nutrients. So like, there's two different things. Again, ideally, I would make liver jerky, and I would go from there. If it were a perfect world, liver jerky. But if I wanted to just have some fun, probably sweet potato chips. I love sweet potato chips. They're the awesome. I haven't had them in, I don't know, maybe it's been a year. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's been a while. Next question. Product recall on Jergens. Oh, now we have breaking news. Product recall on Jergens Ultra Healing Lotion. Okay, so keep that in mind. KAO USA conducts voluntary recall of Jergens Ultra Healing Moisturizer. All right. Well, again, I don't use lotions, but I've used them in the past. Think you'll have to try some sweet potato chips. Yeah, and Serena mentioned Jackson's Honest. I have had that brand, and I've had a good experience with them in the past. So maybe try. They have a really good story attached to them as well about their son Jackson. Jackson's Honest. Twistisha, hey, I remember you. Hi, Adam. I know you're in remission, but did you have flare-ups if you ate too much fruit? Because I'm just getting. Oh, sorry. It disappears. Yeah, I would definitely have flare-ups if I ate too much fruit, but it's not because of the fruit specifically. It's because of the sugar in the fruit. I'm assuming could also be the fiber, because I've had fiber issues with vegetables. Right, I will have a flare-up if I eat. I don't know, even if I ate a bunch of raw carrot or something. So definitely keep. Oh, because I'm just getting over a bad flare-up and ice cream alternative I created. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It really sucks when you create a really fun experiment. Serena, I will see your comment when another comment pops up. Sorry, it comes up for like 5 seconds and it's gone, and I'm not. Even though I'm a librarian, yeah. I just fill up on, oh, there aren't too many AIP snacks out there that are affordable. I say fruit is the best snack. Yeah, if you can tolerate fruit, definitely. You say you just fill up on meals. Yeah, that's a good way to go. Honestly, I eat enough like meat and fat. Like I don't, I feel good throughout the day. I don't have if you're eating meat and protein, or sorry, if you're eating meat and getting your fat and protein, you're probably going to be more sustained because carbs have a way of like burning quicker and turning to fat, which isn't as sustaining. So definitely your protein. It's like your long burning fuel, right? So that's why I definitely recommend it in the morning. If you eat breakfast, I don't eat breakfast. I don't need it, but if you do eat breakfast, definitely get plenty of protein. Don't like spike your sugar or all that stuff. Then there was a self promotion thing. I don't do that anymore. Uh, I love these recipes. I do love to go on AIP Sport and just look at the recipes. There's a lot of fun ones. Here's a muffin one. Um, let's see. Leslie says, I'm struggling. I have such a bad sugar craving. Any suggestions? Yeah, definitely go low carb keto. AIP helps. Serena says, yeah, load up on protein and fat and you won't need to snack as much. Absolutely. So I'm struggling. I have bad sugar cravings. Any suggestions? Low, I'm not necessarily recommend keto for everybody. It depends on your symptoms. It depends on your specific autoimmune issues. I would definitely say, talk to a functional doctor practicing Oh wow, I can't talk. FMD, whatever. So just see what's best for you. You can experiment a little bit, and I don't recommend anybody going like all in 100%. Like let's go keto, let's go 20 grams or 50 grams or under. I always recommend people start at like 100, like bring it down. Like if you're eating a standard American diet and you just went AIP, I would say you're probably okay going 120 grams of carbs or less because I mean you're gonna have a hard time getting those in anyway, probably unless you're eating sweet potato chips like all 3 times a day or something like that and cassava chips and tapioca, whatever, all that stuff, because those are high in carbs and starch. But I would say 120 grams, is a good place to start. Bring it down. 80 grams is probably fairly safe for most people. I recommend to spread those out throughout the day. Sugar cravings kind of suck, and I have a sweet tooth. I've always had one, so I like look forward to at the end of the day. I'll have dessert, right? Not every day, but when I think about it, or I'm not busy or whatever, I'll have again blackberries or raspberries or okay, sometimes when I really want to treat, I will get some frozen mango. All of these are frozen, by the way, unless they're mangoes and they're like in. I don't know. I don't know when mangoes are in season, but it seems like they're always in stores. They're on sale right now, so probably not. But I love mangoes. I just ate them fresh for the first time this last year, and they're like the most amazing thing. But yeah, I get frozen mangoes all the time. If you get off processed sugar completely, it might take 2 weeks to get over cravings. But once you get over that hump, your body isn't going to crave sugar. At least that's my experience. Yeah, absolutely. Processed sugar, I mean, that's a train wreck just waiting to happen. Like, and I think the biggest problem for me with the sugar issues at first, like having those sugar issues, was I kept feeding into it. Like the lower, I noticed, like I had those problems for 6 months until I finally like, you know what? I'm just eating frozen berries and just a handful at night, and then those sugar issues went away. Okay, so like if you keep feeding into it, it's like any habit or any craving your body wants. If you keep giving it what it wants, it's going to want more and more and more. So I mean, it sucks, but you kind of got to wean yourself off. And it may take, if you go all in, it may take 3 weeks. If you don't go all in, it may take you 6 months or a year. So it just depends like what you're willing to suffer. Like I'm an all in or out kind of guy, so that kind of helps me. But again, those mangoes and like frozen cherries, I gotta stay away from those frozen cherries because man, they will get me. Too much sugar, love them though. Treat, absolutely. Maybe like during holiday times or something, if I'm not fasting. Taryn also says, is there a weight loss group for AIP? My weight keeps yo-yoing between the same 4 to 5 pounds. I know this diet is for healing the body, but having a high BMI isn't good for the body either. I agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree. People say, oh, AIP is just for healing. Well, yeah, absolutely. But our lifestyle should be about getting to a healthy weight as well. And I'm such a hypocrite. Look at me. Like I'm way overweight. So get to a place where you're comfortable. It's not the worst thing if you're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, I think. Like if it depends on the person and the body. It really does. But like if it depends on your height and there's a lot of factors, age and everything. But definitely the less weight over your, BMI is going to be less stressful. So I recommend getting down to a healthy weight. Go for a walk. I lost 150 pounds just like going for a walk, or let's say 120, somewhere around that, just walking and then eating AIP. And then I got out and I started to get the gym, and then I stopped for like a year or two. and then quarantine, and then yeah, but yeah, I don't know, just a matter of feeling good. Once you do more, it gives you more energy too. Like just getting out there and like teaching your body how to burn and utilize the actual fuel that's on your body. Like it takes a while, but it does get there. So I definitely recommend hitting the gym or just going on a treadmill or just going outside when the weather's nice. That's the best thing you do. Plus that sunshine, right? That'll help you. I don't want to say detox because people hate that word, but it definitely helps you rid your body of toxins naturally. You create again, you're creating enzymes, you're creating nutrients in your body that help you break down things naturally. Again, stay hydrated, things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do to lose weight naturally. Stay away from high calorie food. Stop getting olive oil. Stop getting oils and stuff. You could go whole. Like I notice I drop weight like crazy when I go like 100% whole, no oils. Just eat meat, fruit, and vegetable, and nothing else, and you're good. Like nothing. Like I'm. It's tough. Believe me, it's tough. Especially when you learn you can eat butter and you want to put butter on your sweet potato. Like it's hard to go back after that. Like crazy hard. But yeah, it's doable. Again, weight is a lot of people aren't able to lose weight as easily when they have a lot of inflammation in their body. This is true, but it's also mostly true that weight is a calorie in, calorie out thing. Again, not all food of the same calories act the same way in your bodies, though. Like 100 calories of protein and 100 calories of pure sugar do not act the same way in your body, right? That sugar is going to become storage. It's going to get stored. It's not going to get burned, probably. Okay. Depends how active you are. There's a lot of factors, but definitely get your calories right. Definitely get your metabolic health right. Get out there, get active, get in the sun, get nature, stay hydrated, do all these things. It's definitely a lifestyle. I'm sure you're already doing this, and I'm sure there's some underlying issue that's keeping you from losing weight, thyroid or something like that. So there are so many issues that go way above and beyond this. I'm not an expert in that. It's different for everybody. So I definitely feel for you. I've had a hard time losing weight too. I know a lot of you can relate. Ask you anything. When did you last have an orgasm? Oh Lord, that's a good question. Probably stay away from that one. Thanks for the question though. That's personal. But yeah, feel free to ask me anything. I'll answer it if I can. I guess that could be health related. Yeah, that's health related. Sexual health is a thing. I'm not the guy to talk about that, but yeah, that's probably good for you, I guess, if you're in a good, healthy relationship. Um, well, there's some different things here. Lynn says, any new or innovative suggestions or for hemorrhoids? I just want to see if you'd actually answer anything. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Keep me on my toes. Lynn wants to know about suggestions for hemorrhoids. I have suppositories and creams and do find it helpful a bit, but not a ton. They flare up once a month and then oh Lord, this is getting very, very interesting. Serena says cardio is good, but weight training is really good for burning calories. So don't forget to. Oh, absolutely, build the muscle that burns more calories over time, longer time. I love that. I love to lift weights. I mean, I have no muscle, but I absolutely love to lift some weights. It feels so good for my mind. So yeah, definitely get out there. Cardio is good. I like that for like zoning out. When I don't want to say I meditate, but I definitely zone out when I do more cardio, listen to music, really enjoy. Do prayer, get in the presence, do all that. So yeah, it just depends what you're into, but yeah, that's my Zen thing. It's hard for me to like meditate and think about certain things when I'm lifting. Like I feel like I can't think about anything, which it would be good, I guess, but I don't know. I guess I like to keep my brain half on when I'm doing that. Yeah, I don't have any suggestions for hemorrhoids. I had them in the before time. After AIP, I just didn't have them. So maybe you're just eating a trigger food, or maybe you're overheating. Wendy says, how long does it take before your body is rid of toxins after autoimmune problems? Well, like things like gluten can take 90 days or even more to get out of your body detox. So you're gonna have to do. I mean, how long does it take before your body rid of toxins? Depends on the toxin. There's neurotoxins. There's nerve toxins. There's all kinds of different toxins. It just depends on them, and it depends on your body. But I would say overall, you can be sure that you can rid all toxins in at least, I don't know, 3 months probably, 3 months and 4 months. So that's why it's so important never to cheat. And even though you're 100% AIP, you're going to be eating things that are toxic to you, right? Something I eat that's toxic isn't necessarily toxic for everyone. I know that sounds crazy, but it's very personal. It's a very personal journey, and I think you guys know that. Hope you don't mind me saying guys, girls. I don't know. Some people get on me for that for some reason, but yeah, Thank you all, y'all. I'm from Kansas. I can do that. Where's my cowboy hat? So I think with the hemorrhoids, yeah, just keep eliminating things. Maybe you're eating something that's triggering you. Again, it could be stay dry. Maybe you're eating too much fiber. Maybe you're eating too much protein without fat that can tear up your insides and be inflammatory as well. So when you're eating meat, maybe eat it in the whole meat form, not necessarily ground with different percentages. Just eat whole foods and try that. I would say go a week, 7 days, just eating completely whole food. Sweet potatoes, lettuce, meat. Keep your fiber down and see what happens. Maybe you're eating too much. Again, it could be sugar. You could have SIBO and small intestinal bacteria overgrowth or something like that. That's just hanging on. I don't know. It could be a lot of issues. So definitely hang on. Again, maybe see a specialist on something like that. I don't know. I always go to Rob Wolf or something like that. Would probably have some specific answers for that. I love Rob Wolf. He was on Joe Rogan recently again. That makes me so excited. Someone that knows about it, well, helped create it, right? And is on Joe Rogan. Although I'm not sure if he actually mentioned it. I haven't watched the whole thing. It needs to get known, right? I think that would be the best thing ever. Ashley says, I have a candida rash on my face. It's super itchy. Anyone ever do a cleanse? Not sure what to do. Thanks. Yes. I've heard of people doing like juice cleanses for this. I don't recommend that. Maybe do a fast. Maybe do a water fast just for, a day or two. Couldn't hurt, right? Just to make sure, like, look, it's not something within, it's maybe something on the outward. If you do a 3-day water fast and you're actually doing better, it's something you're eating. Again, it could be your water supply though. You never know. So just be very careful. You should be looking into your water, what kind of water you're drinking. I try to go for spring water. I do add some minerals to it occasionally. Sometimes I add salt. It can be hard to absorb otherwise because the water we're drinking has its like nutrients, stolen from it before it gets to our bodies. So it's just not natural. Nothing we eat or drink or live is natural anymore. We just have to do the best we can, right? We're trying to thrive in an unnatural world. That's what it is. Kelly says, what's a good brand of collagen? I think Anthony's might have one. I know a lot of people have them. Vital Proteins is a good quality one. I've tried it. However, it's stupid expensive, and I don't recommend expensive things. I'm simple, and I'm basic. I don't like that, and I'm cheap. Am I poor or am I cheap? I don't know, maybe a little bit of both. But yeah, I get just go to the cheapest collagen. You know what? I do have a good recommendation for that one. Great Lakes gelatin has I think it's, I'm going to butcher this, but it's like whatever. It's where it's not, doesn't turn into gelatin and like thicken things or whatever. You can put that into your water. Again, go easy on that because that's gelatin that could be hard to digest in large amounts. But if you're just putting like, a tablespoon or two or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. If you're trying to get like protein, but again, collagen, yeah, I think Anthony's has a brand. I usually go with Anthony's when I'm looking for something on Amazon, or go to shopaip.com. They have promoted this channel quite a bit, and I think that would be good to do. Shop AIP. Just go on there and look at all the AIP. If you're looking for AIP snacks or anything like that, this is not a promo. They're not paying me to do this. I'm just saying, like, those people are awesome. Okay, Sandra from Shop AIP. She's wonderful, and she loves to support the AIP community in a whole bunch of ways. They're actually doing a whole lot of stuff right now. They're coming out with like this box of stuff. They're gonna like, I don't know, what are they, monthly boxes, kind of like a lot of brands do these days. So you might check that out if you want to find a bunch of new stuff. Meal inspiration. I can't show. Well, Oh, another question. How long does it take? Any tips for gout? And Great Lakes Collagen and Trader Joe's has the best price. There you go. Great Lakes Collagen. Any tips for gout? I've heard of it a few times, but no, not specifically. I'm sorry about that. I've heard of like fat being an issue, but I couldn't say if this was just that specific person or most people with gout. So yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't. Although for some reason I'm thinking fish. It was like the canned fish that was giving an issue. Again, maybe histamines. I'm just gonna say histamines for everything. There you go. It was histamines. No, it's probably not. Satya. What do you use? What do you all use for sunscreen? Thanks in advance. Oh, I have an opinion on this one. Nothing. Just don't let yourself burn. Wear a hat. if I go to the lake, I wear a hat and I'm in the water all the time. I don't get sunburned. Again, this is something you kind of have to ease into so you don't get burnt. Go out for a little bit each day and go a little bit more. Koi TV says, I have a stage HS, been on AIP, seemed, three. Sorry, I missed the last half, but AIP seemed to help for the first 3 months. I'm guessing that after so long, well, when another one pops up, I'll see it. Sorry about that, Koi. But yeah, sunscreen is toxic, right? This is again another product with all kinds of different chemicals in it. You do not want on your body. There was some sort of study I read recently. I don't want to say, I say recently, but it could have been 5 years ago. But it stuck in my head for some reason about this. They were comparing people that use sunscreen, the people that don't use sunscreen, and there was something about more people that use sunscreen got cancer. So they were thinking it was again. Take this with a grain of salt, right? This was a long time ago. They were thinking it was from the actual chemicals in the sunscreen, which is super ironic and horrible. But I mean, does it surprise anybody really? Probably not, right? Handy tip: off work late, hungry but tired to cook. Try 30 to 40 olives. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a funny meme or yeah. Eat them directly out of the jar with your fingers. You will certainly not regret eating to 30 to 40. I was literally had olives today, the first time in like a year, and I was thinking like there's like 25 of them is like 100 calories. So double that. 50 of them is like 200 calories. So food for thought. Yeah, it could make a great if you can take that. I think there's fiber in olives, right? So, okay, another one. Progress seems to have slowed and have had some bad flares lately. Do you have any advice? Yeah, so 3 months on AIP, you had a lot of things, and it slowed down. Uh, I don't know, maybe you're reintroducing foods before you're 100% healed. I did that. That slowed my progress. I would say go back to elimination phase and then look at foods within that. I do recommend if you see my video, 7 foods I eat to stay in remission. I literally ate like 7 foods, and then I would rotate those every 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. Like if you're eating 7 foods, you're gonna find out real fast what's triggering you and what's not. Right? I don't believe in variety. I disagree with some of the experts in AIP about this, about eating a variety of different foods and doing this, because you're never going to find all your triggers doing that, ever. Especially if you're eating processed foods with 50 ingredients in them. Again, not a lot of AIP foods are. A lot of them are, though. But yeah, just keep it simple. Keep it simple, like me, right? 7 foods, and then limit. If you have to go down to 3 foods and you're just eating steak and sweet potatoes and lettuce, like so be it. Right? You can live on that. I've done it for years, and it's not that big of an issue. I will get to all these questions, I promise. I will try to anyway. I'm seeing them pass by. I appreciate all the comments too. I appreciate that you guys are so active. I know we're like 45 minutes in, and you guys are still like, that's great. So yeah, any questions you have, leave it in the comments. I will try to answer. I will try because Emily was testing me there with some stuff, but whatever. I'm an innocent, so you can make me blush, that's for sure. Cindy says, does anyone know if nutritional yeast has synthetic folic acid added or it is naturally occurring? Bragg's brand. I've heard it's good, Bragg's brand. I don't know as to the synthetic folic acid. That's a good question. I know it's recommended on different AIP sites, so I'm assuming they did the research, but again, I can't say for 100% certainty on that. I don't use nutritional yeast. I have tried it. It does taste okay. People say it's like a good recommendation for like your cheesy flavor, I guess, but not really. I mean, once you've had cheese like me and reintroduce it, not at all. But I think it flared me. I tried it a couple times and I had issues, so I'm not going to be trying again. So I don't know about folic acid, but I know it's not for me, so I don't use it personally. Again, I don't know how processed of an ingredient is, but I used to think about like what is the yeast eating? Like are they eating sugar, I think? Like what is that doing to the cells, and then we're eating it. I know it's dead cells, but still like it's dead yeast. I don't know if I feel comfortable recommending or not. If you want to try it, I say try it, but just be aware that it could be an issue. If you know a good other brand that is definitely 100% AIP and safer, let Cindy know in the comments below here for nutritional yeast. AIP Irish soda bread, interesting. I love all these recipes. I'm like, would I ever make that? No, but I love seeing that it's possible. I don't even know what soda bread is. Irish though? Supposedly I'm half Irish. I'm white. I'm from Kansas. I'm white. Okay. Also chose to go out in the morning and late afternoon and avoid noontime and when the sun's really strong. That's good advice, Serena. I agree with you, Adam. Just cover up, some light clothing. Great idea. Stay in the water too. Cindy, do you want to meet my daughter? She's almost 30, single, and loves Jesus. Do you want to meet my daughter? Oh, me. I was like, do I want to meet? She's almost 30. I'm 33, single, and loves Jesus. Hey, that's a big thing for me. Yeah, I am single again, and I guess I'm kind of dating, or I'm looking. I've dated a little bit, and yeah. Anyway, that's a prerequisite for sure. She has to love Jesus. That's what I'm into. I would annoy anybody that isn't full time into Jesus. So yeah, obviously being into health would be cool. Um, I'm from Kansas, so yeah, let me know where you're from. But that's funny if I actually went on a date from a YouTuber, from a follower. That would be hilarious. But yeah, I'm always open to suggestions. So that's funny. I'm mostly joking, but yeah, for sure, hook me up. Um, Okay, I'm gonna butcher this name too. Mary Ellen. Okay, I thought it was gonna, I thought it was gonna be more. It's like Mary Ellen one. Anyway, okay. Sardines? Question mark. Anyone have a favorite brand? How do you eat them whole? I'm thinking. I'll just stop you there. Don't do canned fish. Again, that's the highest histamine food you can get anywhere. I know sardines are healthy. If you can get them fresh, awesome. Otherwise, there's other things you can eat. You can eat liver. I hate to say that because I know they're so packed full of like vitamin D and things, and like it's the whole fish. So you're getting like the brain, and you're getting all the food, you're getting all the nutrients in it. So I guess if like every so often, just be careful. Don't overdo it, right? Because you might have issues from this. I did. I was doing this for a while. I was eating, well, all kinds of different canned fish. I was getting, what was it? Canned. Gosh, I can't even remember what it was. It was like cod liver oil. Well, I was buying the cod liver oil, and then I was like, oh, I got to get the whole cod liver, right? And it's actually fairly delicious. It just tastes like pure fat. I mean, it's fishy fat, but it was okay. It was better than regular liver, right? We'll say that. It's good. But anyway, and that was causing me histamine issues. Again, I'm just going to change my name to Adam Histamine, Adamimmune, because that seems to be my answer for everything. Unfortunately, sorry about that. Taryn says, I realized I ate a lot of bananas yesterday, 4 to 6 medium ones. Wow, that is a lot. So I was looking up how much fructose they have, because the paleo mom says it's ideal to stay under 20 grams. Oh, 20 grams. Okay. Oh boy, you're going to be shocked then. I came across fructose intolerance in an article about FODMAPs. It said that a sign of fructose intolerance is gas. And I remember saying yesterday that I was super gassy because I kept needing to fart. I can say that word. This is health. I also had diarrhea a couple times. I'm sorry about that. That's a bummer. I've been using citrus fruits because they have been hurting my stomach lately, and I've been eating fruit as my sugar fix. Anyone been diagnosed with fructose intolerance? How did you know? Does a GI or doctor diagnosis? Any suggestions? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sugar can cause those gassy issues. I mean, anything can do it, but definitely get that. I would say starch for sure. Starch for sure, like turns directly into a sugar. But yeah, there's a lot of things that have FODMAP issues with it. Apple. I've noticed. Yeah, I guess I have. I definitely have FODMAP issues for sure, because I can only eat so much onion, and it has to be very, very cooked. And I know the specific sugars in onion and like garlic are high in FODMAPs. So definitely stay away from things like that. If you have to eat them, absolutely, like cook them the hell, okay? And then maybe blend them and put them in a sauce or something in smaller amounts. But yeah, it's a bummer because onions like flavor everything. I love onions and garlic. I would put them in everything. I mean, how do you make a steak without like garlic? Yeah, Gordon Ramsay would turn over in his grave if he were dead, and he's alive. So yeah, just be careful. I mean, there's a lot of foods, not just fruit, that have FODMAPs. Although, is onion a fruit? No, that's an allium or something. I don't know things, but yeah, just be careful. Anything can have a FODMAP in it. Like anything can have histamines. Anything can have this in it. So just do your research. And I don't know. I do recommend like looking at the different specific FODMAP diets and low histamine diets and things like that within AIP, because like a lot of people can't have different foods within AIP, and they figure out it's FODMAPs or yeah, it's a big issue. I know a lot of you know that. So, Mary Ellen, here we go. What are some main weekly meals for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I don't eat breakfast, Craig. Thank you. Lunch and dinner is usually the same thing. Like, oh, what did I eat today? I came home and had a steak, a sweet potato, and lettuce. Okay, this is processed, but I did put some coconut aminos on it as a sauce. It's like very kind of sweet. Oh wow, thank you for the tip, Wendy. I appreciate that. $5, I appreciate that. Coconut aminos, apple cider vinegar, plenty of pink salt, Himalayan salt. I don't use sea salt anymore. I only use mountain salt because the plastic particles in it they found in it. But yeah, make a nice little sauce, and then yeah, I mean that's it. I mean I could have just ate the steak and been fine. I could not eat just sweet potato and lettuce or something like that. I have to have a meat for my meals, so I always focus on the protein first. Gordon Ramsay would agree on this, by the way. So I'm not totally out of left field. Focus on your protein, and then add in, something on the side. I don't want to say you have to have vegetables. I don't think you absolutely do. God, I've gone so long without vegetables. Sometimes I'm just carnivore and I'm fine. I know that's not AIP, but I throw in some lettuce mainly for fun, and I like the texture, and I don't know, the taste is okay. It's like firm water, but it's good alongside of a steak. I don't know. It accents it well, right? It accentuates the steakiness. But yeah, I can use butter. I don't do it, but I'm not doing it right now, but I can, so it makes everything even more delicious. But yeah, sweet potatoes, some salt on it. Super simple. That's what I do for my lunches and dinners. I mean, I know a lot of people that just eat very simply like me, and they do incredibly well. The people that overcomplicate it are the ones that definitely drag out the healing and all that. And I did it at first too. So I don't know, whatever you do, keep it simple, right? If you can't have steak, try a different meat. Try venison, try bison. I know this stuff is super expensive and not available everywhere, so keep that in mind as well. But I personally love. I have a hunter buddy that always is killing stuff and bringing to me weird stuff, sometimes like dove hearts, which was gross. But yeah, anyway, venison. I get all turkeys. I get deer. Well, I said venison, ducks, goose. He's gonna bring me a crane someday. It's kind of rare, but I'm gonna get a crane. Snow geese, just random stuff. Nothing swampy. I can tell you that. There's like swampiness here, like turtles and frogs and stuff. I've tried it. I don't like it. I don't like fishy chicken at all. Frogs are gross. Personal opinion. But yeah, think outside the box when you do that. But yeah, think about the meat first, I guess. And you don't worry about making like, I want to make a fun meal, traditional meal like spaghetti and I don't know, what do people eat? Meatloaf? I don't know. Stuff, Salisbury, whatever. Just like put food on a plate and eat it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not. I try not to think about it a lot. And I don't, because after a while you eat the same thing. You eat what you like, right? It's like in the before time. I went to KFC and Taco Bell and Wendy's and all that. I didn't think about it. I knew where I was going, right? Well, eventually it'll become a habit too when you do this. But yeah, I don't eat breakfast. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm lazy, but I just don't need it. And in the morning, that's the last. I sleep till the last second, and then I get up, and then I go to work. Right? Like I sleep, and then I take a shower, and then I go to work. Like I'm not getting up. What is it? Half hour, 20 minutes early to make a breakfast? No way. Not worth it in my opinion. But if you wanted to, there is some actually decent like AIP oatmeals on Amazon, and I know Zora. Is it Zora? Zora makes some really good AIP oatmeals. I've actually tried them. I don't know if I actually made the video on that. She sent me some to try. She has some new ones. I say new, but this was like a year ago. She's always sending me some awesome stuff. Wild Zora, that's it. I'm sorry about that, Zora. She's so nice to me too. Everybody is always sending me this awesome food and like AIP cereals, and I love that AIP cereal. I forgot about that. Coconut Crunch is really good. It's like $12 a box, but it's good. It's from Paleo something, but yeah, it's basically just coconut and water or something like that. I love it. Coconut Crunch, and they came out with a cinnamon recently. That's my favorite. But again, price, so it's a treat. Like for Christmas, I want Coconut Crunch. Like I'm happy. Like that's all I need. Mary Ellen says, any supplements that mimic egg? My muscle tone really depends on those egg nutrients. It's like night and day, which is crazy. I'm trying to eliminate them for the moment, for their nutritional value is necessary. Thoughts? I totally agree. You know what? I have an opinion on this. I don't know if it's a good one though, so I'll just share it anyway. I don't care. Eggs seem so natural, right? Like it makes sense that we would have eaten eggs. Absolutely. Eggs, meats, fruit, and vegetable. That should definitely be in there. Maybe even nuts. But I can't tolerate eggs or nuts either, or seeds. So I don't do it. Let's say they do give me histamine issues. So you're probably thinking like, well, why not eat them fresh? I've tried that. I get them from a local, well, I have got them from a local egg producer. When I say producer, it's just a local farm, just a woman that like brings them to me. Another woman that works at the school, different school, and she had duck eggs and she had chicken eggs. And I don't know what they were fed, so that could be an issue too. I experimented with the chicken eggs, and I could have like one a day, two a day. Okay, any more than that, big issue. But if I ate them over multiple days, I would again have these allergy-like issues stemming from histamines. Okay, I say histamines when I'm talking about allergy issues mostly. Okay, headache, my anxiety would come on. Oh, I used to have a severe anxiety disorder. Could barely leave the house. Like I would get a panic attack in Walmart, and stop eating histamines. Guess what? Gone. I'm fine. I can go play. It's great. Anyway, say I've heard the same thing from people with depression and different things, like these mental issues. I guess mental illnesses can be stemmed from what we're eating as well. They can be triggers for our brain, okay? Because those mental illnesses can stem from brain inflammation, okay? It's not just inflammation in your body or whatever. Your brain is part of your body, right? So it's real. I mean, it sounds crazy. Believe me, I know. But I made a video about it and I stand by it. And what can I say? Life is good. So maybe try that. Any supplements for mimic egg? Yeah, oh gosh, there's nothing. I mean, we use gelatin eggs, right? We like microwave a little bit of gelatin with water to make an egg to use it to create, that binder. But nutritionally speaking, it's not the same. I get it. That fat and the nutrients that are in the yolk, it's really hard to compare, I guess, unless you're eating like liver. So I would say eat liver. But people are like, oh, you want to replace eggs with liver? That's a great suggestion. I just don't think there's a good replacement, in all honesty. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I guess if you reintroduce butter and you get some good quality grass-fed butter, or even some like, I don't know, goats, goat cheese. I don't know. I hate goat cheese. It's gross. Tastes like rotten sour cream, in my opinion. Maybe it's just the one I bought. I don't know. I'll try it again. I know somebody's gonna be like, I love goat cheese. It's the best. I hear you. It's totally. But yeah, I don't think there's a good replacement. If you know a good replacement for egg, leave it in the comments. I will read it for sure, because I don't know. I just eat other things. I eat steak, so I guess I'm good. I'll eat the chicken. I'll eat the whole chicken. Not like the feet, but I mean, you know what I mean. I've never had chicken feet. How to make your own zucchini flour? Oh, well, more recipes. I'm never going to do that either. Turns out I can't have zucchini. It's in the squash family, and it's high in lectins, and lectins will get me too. Sorry. That means large amount of pumpkins, or even like a full serving of spaghetti squash, unfortunately. Have you ever tried histamine blocking capsules? Thought? No, I have not, Craig. That's a great idea, but I don't like to block things. I like to create enzymes to break them down naturally. So you might have missed this, but earlier I was talking about how to actually create DAO, which is an enzyme that breaks down histamine naturally. And I don't know, there's a lot of foods that can do that, probably eggs, but liver, for one, is like the highest one that I know of. Okay, I'm sure there's other things, but yeah, liver. I definitely recommend liver. You can get liver in capsule in pill forms as well. There's some great companies that do it, and they actually send them to me. And I usually end up giving them away to people that I love, my friends, but because I will eat liver, and I think it's super necessary that people eat that. Frostbear says hi. Hi, Frostbear. That's a cool name, Frostbear. On to the next one. Trying to find shorter ones. Satya, another ask. What do you do when traveling? I just spent 4 days in Vegas for work. Choose the best I could, and chose the best I could, probably. And I am totally inflamed. How does one manage when forced to eat out for multiple days in a row? You know what? People always tell me that they have such a hard time traveling, and I have never. Well, okay, at first, yeah, but I find it relatively easy. Like I will go. There's WalMarts everywhere. Okay, if you're talking about like outside of the states, I have no idea. But I've traveled a fair amount inside, not a fair, like within a few hours, not a lot. Okay, again, I'm not made of money, but whenever I travel, I'll go to stop at a Walmart, get a steak. I will get a hotel room with a microwave. Oh yeah, it's getting more controversial. They're like, what? I will eat a steak cooked in a microwave, no problem. I'll put a paper towel over it. I will try not to make a mess. I will cook it. Is it good? No, it's not. It's honestly, it's better tasting raw. I've eaten a lot of raw meat, but I'm not recommending people do that. So I'm telling you, microwave it, I guess. But yeah, it's not great. But again, I can add butter, so I would add a little bit of butter and cheese and different things. Not AIP, but yeah, you can eat a steak. You can put a sweet potato in the microwave, right? Maybe you can't get a microwave everywhere. Maybe you can bring one. I don't know. Actually, I used to bring an air fryer to the hotel, and that seemed to work pretty good too. Excuse me. But yeah, do whatever you got to do. Like I don't believe in cheat. Oh, my phone's ringing. I'm gonna turn that. I don't believe in cheating. I'm like I get you don't want to starve, but like you can go to the store and eat. There's all kinds of foods you can get from the WalMarts. The WalMarts, the Dillons, Kroger. I've been to Trader Joe's. I've been to Whole Foods. Love them all. So many. I can't even think of any other ones, but there's so many other ones I've been to. Just all over the country that you can go to. Like definitely do that. Especially in Vegas. Like I'm sure there's Safeway or something, right? Like eat some meat, right? I eat some meat, and like I'm not recommending people do this, but I'll eat raw meat all day. Like I don't care. Like it's better than suffering. Like I know people are like, oh, you could get killed. Well, at least I'm not suffering, right? Okay, I know that's bad advice. That's how my mind works. Like I would rather eat a raw steak than you know do a lot of different stuff. I haven't done that in a while, but I do like the flavor. So yeah, whatever you got to do, just look for different things. I guess plan ahead of time, helping prep. I used to like prep my meals and take it with me, but that only works for like a day or two. You really can't. I guess you could freeze it, but I don't know. I just shop wherever I go, and then I do a lot of fasting. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat a lot of meals, so I will. That doesn't seem to be a problem for me. I can eat once a day and be totally fine. Serena says it's a bit extreme, but you could bring an Instapot and shop for ingredients at a grocery store if you can drive. Yeah, absolutely. That's great. In fact, that's a great idea. The Instapot is a much better idea than the air fryer, I think. We actually brought a waffle maker one time, and made from AIP Easy. They have that waffle mix, and we made that in the hotel, and so we had waffles for breakfast. Like that's a good memory. Like waffles, yeah, they're really good too, in my humble opinion. And I could have butter, so I put butter on it, and that probably made it even better. So yeah. Taryn says slippery elm isn't compliant, right? And she's looking at some ingredient list. I do not know. Slippery elm? I don't know. That sounds a little bit shady. Mold can be a root cause? Absolutely. Definitely. Oh, people tell me all the time about black mold that's in their house. I'm not trying to make you all paranoid, but black mold has gotten a lot of people, that's for sure. I mean, there's whole big groups on Facebook about mold. Um, what are they talking about? I think it's in the magnesium. I don't know. There's a big magnesium group that talks about mold a lot. You gotta. I don't know. You can have your house inspected. I don't think it's free, but I guess you could talk to your local inspector. I don't know who does that either. Like mold guys. I don't know. I'm sorry if you know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, there's people that check for mold, and you can kill mold, but just be careful. You might have a qualified person do it because you might end up spreading it and making it even worse or breathing it in or whatever. So you definitely don't want the particles going into the air, which they probably already are if you're having that issue. But just be aware of that. Somebody made beet salsa. Easy AIP. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Beets are another one of those, I think, FODMAP ones, hard to digest. So I don't know, I've had some of the juice and I've been okay, but a lot of the hard fiber really gets me. That's hard to digest. Cindy says, can someone maybe explain this to me? Kissing someone that eats gluten is fine as long as it's been a bit after they consumed it or if they rinse their mouth out. Yet I can't cook with utensils, cookware that was used to cook a gluten item. That is, unless I heat it to 400 degrees for 30 minutes to kill the gluten protein. Just trying to wrap my head around things. Thanks. This is a great question. I wanted to make a video about this for a long time. I just didn't know how, so I'm glad this came up. Yeah, when you kiss somebody, you're going to be triggered. Boy, has this been an issue in my life. That's the story of my life. It's one of them. It just sucks. Yeah, it is what it is. Like whenever I've had, okay, let me answer this and I'll get into it. Serena says another option is a pre-cook, freeze, put in a cooler, thaw out in the hotel fridge, then heat up in microwave. Absolutely. Yeah, like if you prep and freeze and you're traveling, that's a great idea to go. But yeah, kissing and triggering and other things, right? Other things can trigger you as well, for sure. I haven't talked about this with a lot of people, but it's certainly an issue and people are aware of this, right? The whole sexual thing. Yeah. It's an issue. Yeah, like if I'm with someone and they eat something, I cannot have a kiss. They have to brush their teeth. Yeah, after a while, it does seem like if it's been a while, it's not an issue. So maybe they're obviously your mouth has enzymes that break down food in your mouth. I think I said that. I think I reiterated that. So yeah, maybe that's why. I would say it's not just your stomach that breaks down food. Your mouth, your saliva does as well. So that's probably why that is, Cindy. So great question. I don't know. This is just one of those things that we have to deal with, like us autoimmune issues that maybe a lot of people, I don't know, they probably do have this issue but don't even know it, right? At least we're fortunate enough to know. We're blessed enough to know this stuff, even though some of this knowledge is almost more of a burden than a blessing at sometimes, right? Just knowing this, yeah, it kind of sucks. But it is what it is, and I'm glad I know. I'm mostly glad that I know. Um, I would never risk a food issue. Would I risk a kiss? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Love is great, but I don't know. Feeling good is better. I don't know. Just be careful. Be careful who you love, I guess. Um, but also, if someone loves you and they love you enough, they will brush their teeth. They will think of you. I have had this experience where the person will care for you deeply, and they will not try to trigger you. You're right, or they'll do everything not to. And if they do, and it's happened, believe me, this has happened to me. I've been triggered by, yeah, and they feel really bad. But I don't know. I've never wanted to make anyone feel bad over it, but it is what it is. Just facts of life. Jenilyn says, "Hi, I am new to the group and I'm looking for some direction. Last year, I started seeing a naturopath because I have had so many mild symptoms for decades. With her help, we found out I have a lot of food sensitivities, candida overgrowth, and leaky gut. I have been doing some things to help those, and I feel a little bit better. In December and January, I figured out I was having a blood sugar issues. Okay, interesting. Tests show I am pre-diabetic, just barely. I was too. Cured that with keto and AIP. Or let's say low carb. I ended up seeing an endocrinologist. Ultrasound shows an enlarged lumpy thyroid. I have thyroid antibodies, but both under 100, but higher than they should be. And so many endos say I have Hashimoto's. He said to do the Gov's My Plate diet for diabetes. Oh, the government's My Plate diet? Eee. For diabetes. Exercise 5 times a week. Ooh. And come back in 6 months. Wow. Those are some suggestions. Is there more I can do? Yeah. I have been reading about AIP and I am thinking it will help more than the diet he suggested. I'm glad you came to us, gentlemen. We have suggestions. I see there are several books. If we're to just buy one, which one should I get? Thanks. I don't recommend books. You can buy Sarah Ballantyne's all her books. I guess those are good. There's The Hidden Plague. That's good for people with HS like me. But I really recommend just jumping in with both feet and doing AIP and really just limiting your carbs. Eating more protein, eating more fat, eating more natural fruits, staying away from too much fruit, because too much fruit in nature isn't natural. It just isn't. I'm sorry. People are like, oh, I could live on fruit all day. Well, maybe in the tropics it's natural all year round. Oh, cool. But where I live, there's 4 seasons and there's not fruit growing anywhere. There's mulberries and there's, what's the other ones? Mulberries. Well, there's another berry that I like. Maybe it's blackberries. I don't know. They're different nature. They're delicious. I missed that question. I'm sorry. I'll get to it though. Trust me. Um, yeah, I would say just like limit your carbs, basically. Maybe you need. I'm not saying. Look, if you're pre-diabetic, it's not as big of an issue, right? Like me, if you're having blood sugar issues and you are sweaty and having anxiety and different things, like yeah, totally. Maybe just limit those carbs. If you're full-blown diabetic, I'm not asking you or telling you to go keto. It's not what I would recommend. You might eat carbs, but like throughout the day, limited, but like at specific times throughout the day. You just don't want your blood sugar to go up or down anywhere. You just want to keep, the whole point is to keep it level and get plenty of fat and protein, right? And make sure you're getting your macronutrients and your micronutrients. Everything is connected in this world, right? A lot of what your doctors aren't going to tell you is that the sunlight you're getting, the water you're drinking, the sleep you're getting is all connected to everything you're doing. You think it's just metabolic. It's not just the food you're eating. It's the lifestyle you're living. Like your blood sugar is definitely affected by your sleep pattern, your circadian rhythm, and everything else. The blue light that you're absorbing. I have these blue light glasses that I take to work, and whenever I'm on a screen, not now, I should be using them right now. I'm surprised they're not next to me. I have a few of them. But yeah, like try to live as naturally as possible and I think your body will heal. I believe the body's perfect as long as we give it what it needs and stop giving it things that aren't natural, that it wasn't designed to consume, or living in the way it wasn't designed to live in, right? Obviously, I believe in God, so, I believe in a perfect system. And if you give your body what it needs, it will heal itself naturally. That's what the body does best. It heals itself, right? I believe in that. Whole health, mind, body, and spirit. So that's what I recommend. But again, people have to find what works for them. It's not a one size fit all diet, and I usually recommend people have to go way beyond AIP anyway. Like, AIP isn't going to work for some people. You have to go way beyond that. That's why so many people go carnivore. Like, if you have to do it, I don't recommend you start there, because why back yourself into a tiny corner? But if you have to, like, that's what you got to do. Sure. But don't start there, right? Like, I love mangoes. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not keto all the time, or even most of the time anymore. Like, I did it for a time. There's phases in our life when we need to do something. And then there's a phase where we're like, okay, I'm past this phase. I'm on to a new one. Like, keto doesn't have to be a lifestyle. AIP may not have to be a lifestyle. Paleo can be a lifestyle. Maybe not. Like, we just have to be open. We can't project our experience on the entire planet. I know I wanted to, and I do want to, and I have done that before, definitely when I first started, but just trust me, if you eat exactly like me, you may not have 100% health. You may not heal completely like I did. It just depends, right? And again, healing and thriving and managing is a whole different thing. Like, have I healed my food intolerances? Is that even possible? I don't know. Am I able to eat more stuff now than I was before? Absolutely. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be able to eat normal. I don't know if I'd want to. I really don't want to. So that doesn't bother me too much. But as for healing, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe an intolerance is an intolerance. Like, I don't know how many years it takes to heal, or if it ever heals. I know for some people it does. I've heard that, but I don't know. Let's move on. Has anyone had any true success with food sensitivity test? Oh, I'm so glad this question came up. Has anyone had any success with food sensitivity testing? I have heard that they are biased based on the foods you eat a lot of. Absolutely. Man, you're in the know. This is Satya again. Also, Cyrex versus IgG. Thanks for your input. I'm not sure on that one, but I do know on the food sensitivity test. Oh, sorry, my phone's going off again. On the food sensitivity test, yeah, they're all bunk. Like, okay, I'll tell you a little story I have about the company Everly. They were going to have me try it, and I was going to make a video and promote it. I was excited, right? And then I started reading about it, how, like she said, it's biased based on the foods that you eat. So it's notorious for false positives. Like, whatever you're eating has a higher rate of showing up, because it's like capturing those proteins in your diet, because that's what you're eating, right? But it may not capture what you're not eating. So you're not going to find what you're not eating. If you're eating everything in the standard American diet, I don't know. But no, it definitely doesn't. Here's my reasoning. Do I know if it works 100%? Yes or no? No, I do not. Just want to say that. I wanted to find out. So I Everly contacted me about that. I was like, yeah, absolutely. And at the last minute, they backed out, because I said this. I said, absolutely, I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm going to be 100% honest. So I told them this. I know all my food intolerances, which is mostly true. I know probably 99. I'm always on the lookout for a new one. I'm sure there's a food I haven't had or reintroduced or whatever. I don't know. But I know all the foods that I eat, right, or have eaten in the standard American diet anyway, at least in the before time. I know what I can and can't eat for the most part, right? Most foods. So they weren't sending this to someone who already knew their food sensitivities. They didn't know that. So they were like, oh, well, he knows his food sensitivities. And I told them I was going to be 100% honest. I told them I could not give, like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I have to be honest, and I have to tell the following. I have to tell the YouTube that. And so they backed out. Now, that could be just marketing. That could be like a business saying, okay. But if they were confident in their product, I mean, that's what they do. They do food testing. They do food sensitivity testing. Like, why would they back out? They'd be like, absolutely, yeah, sure. If they were 100% confident, why didn't they do that? Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to take the chances. Again, there could be other reasons. Maybe they didn't trust me. I don't know. But I was gonna promote them, I think, for free. So I don't think that was an issue. A lot of the time, I will promote things like this for free if I'm interested in the results. Like, I really want to do this. There's DNA tests that companies that get with me too. I've been behind. Like, I haven't been interested in making videos lately, as you've seen. I've been doing life stuff and going through life stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's my passion though. So I definitely want to get back and do it. But yeah, Everly, I don't know. Get with me. If you're really confident, Everly, get with me, Everly. That sounds like a name. Sounds like a lady name. Everly, call me. Let's do this. Like, let's set it up. I don't know. Is that a challenge? They're never going to see this. It doesn't matter. Um, it's fine. Has anyone? Oh, I just answered that. Kathy says, for the last week and a half, I've been. Oh, my husband is on AIP too. He's allergic to some other stuff outside of AIP, so I make accommodations to fit his diet as well. It's just a family decision you have to make. Yeah, absolutely. We have to make accommodations for those we love, especially. I mean, I've dated people that have can't have avocados and fish, and that was it was tough at first, but you know what? It ended up being a blessing in disguise because I figured out the histamine thing because of that. Right? I would not have cured. I'm going easy. I put my anxiety disorder into remission because of that, going through other people's allergies and intolerances. So making accommodations and learning about other people is what it makes us better. I will say that it makes us more caring. It makes us more, I don't want to say tolerant, I guess tolerant, but we really just learn more. And I want as much knowledge as I personally can. Not that I can retain it all, but when I see questions or whatever, it brings it back up, and that helps. So Kathy says, for the last week and a half, I've been having a digestive reaction, 2 separate episodes, and I'm not 100% certain, but I believe the common item was an olive tapenade? Tapenade? Tapenade. I'm not familiar with that word. Interesting. That is only supposed to have olives, olive oil, and salt. Based on my reaction, I suspect it was cut with soybean oil. I have heard about olive oil fraud, so it's possible even the manufacturer doesn't know about it. I'm wondering if anyone else had found labeling issues with certain foods. If so, did you contact the store or the manufacturer about it? Yeah, absolutely. I hear this all the time about olive oil and the manufacturing. Yeah, it could be. Like, this is just one more nail in the coffin of why I do not trust food companies, because they may not even know what's in their product. They may not know, to be fair. Like, let's say I started a company and I use olive oil and I just bought, like the relatively regular cheap one from the store. I don't know what's in it. I don't know how it's made. I don't know if additives are used to make it. I don't know. Who knows? Sometimes bleach is used in certain projects before it's made. It just depends. Like, there's separators, there's binders, there's fillers. And especially in other countries, they don't have as, let's say, rigorous, hoops to jump through to make sure that it's just these ingredients. So just be aware of that. Like, that's why I usually recommend no processed foods, because if you're eating whole foods, you know exactly what you're eating, besides the pesticides and herbicides and chemicals and, whatever things. Things like fruit and vegetables, a lot of time will have like a shellac wax made from like a bug, I don't say oil or something. And these bugs are eating these certain plants in nature, and they'll have lectins and solenoids in them, nightshades basically, right? So you can get triggered from that. You can get triggered from all kinds of things. But basically, the wax on produce in stores, you got to look out for that. But you just don't know, okay? But mostly whole foods is probably the way to go. Fresh foods, farmers market, things like that. That's your best way. Also, the frozen aisle. You wouldn't think it, but I have never been triggered by a frozen fruit. Keep that in mind. Not, obviously it's fresh frozen usually, so it's fresher that way. And it's a good way to go. Chicken feet make the best broth. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know if I'm brave enough. Serena says we use coconut oil, very expensive. Yeah, organic, all that good stuff. That's a good idea. When I do get olive oil, and again, I'm trying to limit calories right now, so I limit that. But when I do, I get the cold pressed organic olive oil. It's not that expensive, honestly. It's like $10. I'm sure it's going up along with all the other food. Inflation is nuts right now. I mean, I almost bought a house last year. Almost tried to buy a house last year, and man, I should have bought that. I probably would have made 20 grand off just inflation, right? It's crazy. But yeah, it's crazy right now. But yeah, $10 for olive oil, 30,000 calories in it. Whatever. Try to get the best quality you can for the price. Other than that, limit things. Craig sends $4.99. Thank you. Thanks for your insight and suggestion. Hey, wow, making money tonight. Thanks. That's a steak in my stomach tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all are very generous. Debbie an admin post I guess this is a meme, movement, exercise, snacks, and new posture science. Oh no, they have a podcast. Interesting. I wonder if anybody's ever watched that. TWV. It says it's from the paleomom.com. So interesting. I try to stay up on all the new AIP, like community stuff. It looks like Sarah Ballantyne is in it. It's called The Whole New. I have not watched this podcast, but I probably sure. About movement, exercise, snacks, and new posture science. Okay, interesting. I guess I don't know. I have bad posture probably too. I don't know. I try. I think about it at least. You can get those back things like, straps. All right. And there's another blog about AIP is not a low. Oh, here we go. Oh, Serena, all vol to be used 100%. Nothing is in it, but it is inexpensive. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sometimes it's best to buy like a bigger bottle. You get more for your money. Like always buy like the bigger one. You save money that way. But also when you're doing that, when you're buying better quality. Admin says AIP is not a low carb diet. Yeah, it's not. It was not intended to be a low carb diet. Carbohydrate intake on the Adamimmune protocol. So this is another blog. Look, just like sugar, sometimes it should be limited, right? Because carbs do not act like fat, and fat does not act like protein, and protein does not act like, sometimes a little bit, but yeah, they're not the same thing. Carbs and fat and protein are not the same thing. Some of them should be limited for certain people. We always tell people with gallbladder issues to limit fat, right? Why are we not telling people with diabetes to limit carbs? Feels a little bit weird, right? Feels a little bit, I don't know, hypocritical? I don't know. Look, it depends. It depends on your issue, right? I don't know. Maybe you need to be on a high carb diet. I've never suggested a high carb diet because I just don't think it's natural. But hey, if you try it and it works for you and you've been doing it long term, go for it. Self-experimentation is the best evidence in my opinion. Really is. Like I trust me. I trust myself a lot because I know I've tested it, and you should do the same. Don't trust me? I mean, I have a wealth of knowledge that pertains to me. Yes, I do like to know what's going on with everybody else, but ultimately you should be your best resource, right? Your brain, because you have to know for sure. And you guys really do. Yeah, I feel like you guys are the smartest people on the planet in my eyes, because you have to test this. You're so passionate about your own health, and you really are health heroes. Like, you're my favorite people. So March is Autoimmune Disease Awareness Month. I did not even know that. I didn't know. Well, it says for myasthenia gravis. I can never say the names. I can say my own, hidradenitis suppurativa, but I cannot say any other ones. They're so fancy in Latin. I don't know. I'm going through these. Okay, Mary says, hello all. Anyone doing or done IVF while in AIP? Could you share your experience? Did you see any improvement from the diet in that aspect? Oh, I'm assuming you mean intermittent fasting. Oh, have you watched the documentary Serial Killer? No, but I seen that it's on Netflix, right? I put it on my list, so I'll definitely get to it at some point. I always say that, and then it's like a year later. But yeah, I'll definitely watch that. Is it on Netflix? I think I seen it on there. So intermittent fasting for AIP. Yeah, again, AIP isn't created to be a fasting diet. However, sometimes it's necessary. I guess I do intermittent fasting. I eat between lunch, dinner, and then maybe a little after. Don't tell anybody. It just depends. It depends on the day. I mean, like every day can be a little bit different. Sometimes I switch it up. Depends. I don't do the same thing every day, so it just depends. I may not even be at this job for forever. I'm looking into possibly getting a different one. Again, because of inflation, everything's so expensive. May be a good idea. Maybe a good idea. I just want to get a job where I can help people. That's my main thing. Like I want to feel productive, satisfied, feeling like go home and be like, yeah, I helped somebody with their real life today. And I don't know, that makes for a happy life. I figure if I go into a job and I'm not like helping people or doing something like I find useful, like I'm not going to be satisfied. Not that you have to do that, but I think that's just what I like to do. So do what you like to do, and then your job really isn't a job, right? Your job is just fun. And yeah, I'm not necessarily a people person, but sometimes I like to meet new people, and I think that'd be good. I won't say what it is because I'm not sure it's a sure thing, and I don't know. It depends if they make a better offer. Anne says, I am hoping to find someone in the Phoenix area. I am in the Northwest Valley and would like some cookies from Jack's Paleo Kitchen. I am not selling these. I am happy to give them away. That's interesting. and is giving away Jack's Paleo cookies. I think I've tried them. Did I try them? I think there's one AIP one, and I figure I tried one on. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I haven't. I figure I would remember if I've tried them, right? I've tried a lot of things. I have like a whole playlist of AIP reviews. I I guess it's been so long that I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to forget. She signed up to a subscription last month and for the variety of AIP flavors and forgot to cancel her subscription after deciding favorites are the lemon ones that she buys locally anyway. So I don't know. That's kind of nice. People are giving away stuff. Man, that's really nice. I mean, I guess I've done it, but I've done it for giveaways' sake, so it helps the channel and stuff. So that's really self promotion. G Day from Australia. Happy G Day. G Day. Happy G Day. Okay. Happy G Day. Happy Good Day? I don't know. Sorry. Maybe that's slang for something. I don't know. Again, I'm not the smartest guy. I probably just went over my head. Jessica says, happy 4 weeks elimination to me. Went to get sashimi to celebrate using coconut aminos, which are delicious. I love making sashimi and sushi from AIP ingredients. It's one of my favorite meals to make. Like with nori wrapped with like coconut aminos and cauliflower rice and some different other things. Like awesome. That's so fun. And then like raw, I'll eat the raw salmon. I make sure it's fresh. Is it Atlantic or Pacific? I don't remember. One of those. One's the good one and one's the bad one. I make sure it's just salmon. It's freshly caught or whatever. And it's frozen for 2 weeks. That way it, kills all the parasites in it. If something is frozen for 2 weeks, it kills the parasites. Apparently. I don't quote me on that, but that's what people always tell me. So I don't know. I don't think I have parasites. I don't know. Maybe everyone has parasites. Who knows? Happy 4 weeks though. That is awesome. Like, guys, when you start getting past those 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, it gets easier. Like it starts to snowball. It's hard. It's like any habit. It takes at least, 2 or 3 weeks to really break a bad habit. And food is more than a habit. It's a lifestyle. I know. Erica Ann says, does anyone know how long whole chicken can be stored in a deep freezer? It's a good question. Man, I don't know, such a specific question. I really don't know. Probably a long time. Probably like a year at least. I'm guessing. I don't know. I've had meat in the freezer for a year and I've eaten it. Goose, duck. It'll have maybe a little bit of the frozen stuff on it. I'll still eat it. No big deal. Tastes the same to me. I'm not very picky either. I think you guys have figured that out by now. Laurel says, tips for eating in the Florida Keys, especially on Key West and Marathon. Thanks in advance. I can't answer that either. What do they have in Florida? Oranges. No. Eat the same. Meat and sweet potatoes. You've been an inspiration. Keep up the good work. I have Hashimoto's, and second, what you said, AIP and intermittent fasting has helped with gluten. Yeah, that word, recycling and inflammation. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, God, I can do it. Hold on. Glutathione. I can't do it. Frostbear. Oh, sorry to hear that, Frostbear. But thank you, Jay, for the words of encouragement. I always appreciate that. It makes me feel better too. Just trying to be a little bit of service. I'm just trying to spread the knowledge that I got from the community and learn firsthand and all that. So, I mean, that's the best thing you can do. I started AIP because some lady on some Reddit forum or whatever said she cut out nightshades and it helped her HS. That started my whole thing. I had no idea that food even played a role in autoimmune issues or any health issue. I had no idea. I thought I was just fat. I'm like, well, I guess I'm just fat and gross and disgusting and this is me. And nope, it was, well, yes, but also no. Mostly, yeah. Sorry, that's disturbing. I'm very self-loathing sometimes. No, nightshades were the key. And I kind of knew, like, once I cut out nightshades, I figured out they were my worst trigger. So a lot of you say the same thing. You're like, oh, nightshades, don't tell me about it, right? I always think about smoked paprika. Like, I wish I could get some. I've been cooking for this Unity program at my work lately on Thursday nights. And I've been cooking normal food for normal people, normies. And like, it's been amazing. I can't taste anything. So I have like people taste the food and like, does it need more salt? Does it need more sugar? The sugar. Anyway, yeah. And it's been quite an experience. I'm just kind of gauging reactions and seeing what people do. And I don't know, it's made me feel a little bit normal actually. I don't necessarily want to do that. I would love to like cook them healthy food, but they wouldn't like it. Let's just be honest. They wouldn't like my food. I've had a lot of normal people try my food and they're like, so it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's, it's kind of bland. So yeah, you get used to it. Your taste buds really do change, especially over a few years. Like your tongue, you like sweet is sweeter, salty is saltier, sour, spicy. Like like all your senses get really stronger. Cindy says tomatoes brought back psoriasis that was 95% in remission. I won't try nightshades again. Amen. I know. Nightshades are the worst. Like they are my worst. Like a grain of just chili powder will kill me. Johnny Sins? I don't know. Do I look like Johnny? I don't know who that is. People are telling me I look like somebody else. Thank you. I don't know. Terrence says, anyone in here on thyroid medicine, have you had days where you were burning up, but you have a low temperature? Is the diet helping my thyroid and I need to help to a doctor? I believe you said you had HS. Yes. How is that going? Complete remission. I have it too. I've had surgery, but lately it's bothering me. Weird thing is I crave tomatoes. Yeah, sorry about the tomato craving. I miss them. Sure, I don't crave things anymore, but tomatoes were awesome. I put them on everything. I had a lot of sandwiches in the before time, and tomatoes, I love the texture. A lot of people don't like the texture. I love the texture, love the taste. They're a little bit sweet. Man, they're good. And you can make sauces out of them. Now I make sauces out of everything else, but yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, HS, complete remission, all that good stuff. Doing well, thank you. Do the AIP diet, stay strong. Me too. Hey, that's awesome. I love when we have things in common, and nightshades seem like to be that common. It's always like I don't know, sugar, dairy, and nightshades. Those are the top three. Even though I have reintroed dairy successfully, some specific dairy. I won't say all dairy. I don't want anybody doing that. Yeah, as for the thyroid medicine, there's so many different kinds. If you have to have it, you have to have it. Absolutely. I never recommend people don't do this stuff because if you have to do it, you should, right? I'm not anti-med. I'm just anti-med first. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to think about doing supplements or medication or things like that, that's great. If you absolutely, if you need something life to keep you alive, do it. Absolutely. Put yourself first, right? Do that. But obviously lifestyle should come first, come first, and then, look into the, medication. Medication can be a miracle in itself. Absolutely. I'm not on medication. Like I said, I take magnesium and zinc, but I don't take any medication. For me personally, I guess I didn't have to do it. Thank God I wasn't that damaged enough where I had to do it. I did think I had thyroid issues. I cannot confirm that or deny that. I have not had the testing. Couldn't say. Probably though. I've had a lot of the symptoms that go along with that. And it seems like thyroid is one of those big issues that like everybody has now. M. Fenderson, thanks. I have to go back to keto nightshade free. I think my HS is hormonal because keto was helping, but docs want to push hormones, disrupting. Oh, yes. Docs are the worst. Okay, not all of them. There's some great doctors out there, functional medicine doctors, functional medicine practitioners or whatever. And, but for the most part, yeah, they don't have, what do they like, have a 2 weeks in nutritional, and even if you are a nutritionist, like you don't know, like elimination diet is something else, and like intolerances, allergies, yeah, maybe they learn about that, but do they learn about all the specific chemicals and the lectins and the histamine? Here we go. Adamimmune. I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to change the name channel. I'm not going to, but I should. They should learn about all these things. Or I guess that's what naturopaths are for, or specific doctors, or gastroenterologists. I don't know. Not that they would know that. Yeah, they mean well, but yeah, they don't know about that stuff. They don't. I mean, I wish my dermatologist, HS, you can relate, told me that food had no, how did he say it? Food had no impact on the diet. Basically, food had no impact on the disease. And which I think about that almost daily. I'm like, the damage this man is causing by telling people that. Like, I just want to send him my videos. I wanted to go back in person and be like, dude, just look at it now. Like, I don't know why I haven't, to be honest. That's really on me. If I'm not going to him I told him that I knew that was false because I had already gone nightshade free after I seen a dermatologist, and I told him this is like, wait, I'm like, you're looking at me like this is nothing. Like you should have seen it before. Open wounds, like, no. Well, those of you with HS, you know. If you know, you know, and I don't really want to talk about it. It's horrible. It's a horrible disease. I mean, they all are horrible. They're all are horrible, but this one's especially painful, like physically painful and emotionally. They're all emotionally. I don't know why I'm not trying to level us, okay? That's very divisive thinking. I think we should stay away from that and just stay unified. All of us autoimmune and inflammatory people. My laptop did die. These laptops, it's a studio laptop. It uses a lot of power. Anyway, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will answer them now. Otherwise, I will start ending this or wrapping this up. But man, look at that. Yeah, they. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. But I'm glad you're doing well, though. Yeah, I'm doing amazing. And it almost feels unreal because I'm living in such a miracle. And I'm not doing that. This is not a flex. Like I'm doing this to inspire you. I'm saying I'm so stupid and simple and basic, and I did this. Anyone can do this. I promise you. Like yes, some people it takes longer than others. Absolutely. Some people, oh gosh, somebody told me this, and this was amazing. This guy tells me that he moved to some other country or whatever. I think it was, I don't know, Brazil or something like that. One of them, oh God, I'm not good at geography. One of them southern continents, southern Mexico, I don't know, some Mexican flair in there. Anyway, he moved to one of them and the food was different, right? It was just a different quality of food, different quality of life, pollution. He moved from a bigger city, right? And his HS went away. And I'm just going to say autoimmune issue, or well, technically it's an anti-inflammatory, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same root cause. Inflammatory diseases are all the same. So he says, yeah, I'm in remission just from doing that. I'm like, that's awesome. That's amazing. I wish I could have done that. I'm not going to move, but if I knew for a fact that moving to a different area would heal me or help me heal better, would I do it? I don't know. Moving to Florida, would it be nicer? I think about probably not. Honestly, if you have HS, probably don't live in Florida because the high humidity is going to draw out the moisture and you're going to be sweating all the time. I was down there one time and I was sweating constantly. And if you have HS, you cannot live in a high humidity environment because moisture is our enemy, right? We have to stay dry. That's why right after I work out, I shower and I dry off as quick as I can because I know that's an issue. I know if it's a bacterial issue or whatever. Your videos have been great. Inspiration. Keep going. Thank you for doing this. No problem. Luke says, thanks, Adam. Hey, you're welcome. But yeah, I would move, like if I knew it was going to heal better, for sure. I mean, obviously I would change my diet, stop eating pizza and ice cream. I think that's probably just as hard, I guess, unless you're moving away from family and friends. And then there's this other person that told me that and this one's even crazier. Oh, Emmett Fenders, I feel you and I take courage from seeing you and other people like you succeeding. I ate beans, no keto, Costa Rica, didn't have as much problems, but it was cooler. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, the weather, just the whole system, climate makes a huge difference for sure. And again, pollution. Like if you live in a bigger city, New York or Chicago or something like that, I'm sure that's an issue with pollution, or especially like some of them Asian countries, I think are in China, I think we're the worst. They have like 28% of all of, gas emissions over there. So, it depends. I don't know if I've had any Chinese people. If you're Chinese, let me know in the comments. That's cool. Wherever. There's a lot of people from like Australia and different things that have shouted out. So you never know. It could be anywhere. UK. Again, I'm from Kansas. But yeah, this guy tells me, I don't even know how to take this, but he's like, I found complete remission from just meditation. I don't know if he was doing yoga or whatever, but he was just meditating. Like he was just like I don't know what he was doing, but I'm like trying to symbolize it here. He's just like trying to deal with his stress. And obviously stress is an issue for everybody, right? That's why I take magnesium. It helps me control my stress better because I notice when I don't take magnesium, I'm kind of grumpy. So I don't know if I have a deficiency or I just don't absorb it as well. I need extra, I don't know, or the food just doesn't have magnesium. I have heard that, 70% of people are actually magnesium deficient. And then I heard that somebody was taking zinc for HS and it helped them. And I took it as, yep, both of them. So if you have skin issues, maybe zinc, magnesium. But magnesium for everybody, probably. I'm just going to recommend that. I know that's not a good thing to do, but I have recommended it so much and it helps so many people that, yeah, I think most people, I think the food is just deficient because the soil is deficient. There may not be a way because of the monocropping every single year instead of, going 7 years and burning the crops and, letting the land sit for a year like it's supposed to. Well, that's in the Bible anyway. And let it regrow its nutrients and replenish itself and growing the right trees in the right places to replenish the environment and letting cows naturally, grass-fed and pastured and roam free and mix up all the nutrients and what they need, instead of doing that, we just monocrop and same crop every single year, burn it. It's not good for the environment and something bad is going to happen. Well, maybe it's this whole generation of sick people. I don't know. That's one theory. I definitely believe in the leaky gut theory, but I think there's more to it. You know, there's genetically modified food. I can't have any genetically modified food, by the way. I was gonna make a video about that, and I have a whole paper. I wrote up a whole paper about it. Like, too bad. I just have no ambition to do it. Just look out for things, you know. Be aware that, I don't know, things aren't as simple as they seem sometimes. Make them simple. That's what we're here for, to make things simpler, right? Just know that anything can be inflammatory. Um, Anything is inflammatory in excess, and anything can be inflammatory. And things that are unnatural are definitely going to be more inflammatory than natural things. Well, I said that in definitely not a simple way, but I could have said that a lot better. Keep it as natural as possible. Keep it as simple as possible. Limit things. Don't be afraid of that. Gavin Smith, I just peed myself. I'm sorry to hear that. Probably from what I said. Too much. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's about all I got today. Gosh, I've been on here for almost, yeah, hour and 40 minutes. That's crazy. Time flies. Yay, so glad to catch this. Hey, no problem, Amber. I'm glad to do it. Hopefully I can do it more. I like doing these long ones. I just kind of felt like it, and I like doing these Q&As. Everyone has a lot of great questions, and it flows well. I really enjoy doing these. Meeting new people too is great. So yeah, I will try to do this. I don't know if I'm gonna. Thank you so much for all you do, Adam. You really helped me feel not alone earlier in my AIP journey. It's really good to see your live streams. Thank you, Serena. Boo, I caught only the end. Sorry, Amber. Yeah, well, you know what? This will be uploaded. I don't know if it takes, I don't think it's instant. I think it's like a couple hours maybe, and it'll be uploaded. So maybe, maybe by tomorrow, I'm sure you're going to go to bed, but maybe by tomorrow you can watch it again. Have to watch. You know what? I recommend people don't. I'm sure everyone's got their like phone on the, or however you watch this, you put it on the ground, and don't watch my face bobbing up and down. Just listen or something. I tried to read the comments and everything. I'm sorry if I missed any. I'm really sorry about that. Again, I want to thank everybody for contributing their comments, and especially the people that tipped. That's awesome. Made $10 tonight. Yeah, thanks, Adam. So glad I also caught you. Thank you again. I appreciate all of you. You've been awesome. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to end this live stream, and I think I will talk to you guys real soon. I'm gonna try to make this a regular thing, but you know how I am. See you soon.